Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So, millions of Social Security beneficiaries are extremely close to receiving an increase of, on average, of anywhere between $360 to $700 per month. This bill is gaining a ton of momentum in the Senate, where just recently we had a Republican in Bill Cassidy pushing the Senate Majority Leader and Chuck Schumer to put this bill on the floor for vote. Now we have a Democrat doing the exact same thing. So we're going to be diving into that in today's video. But before we do so, if you would like to receive up to $18,000 in free stock or $18,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link, is just sign up for a free account and then simply deposit at least $100. At that point in time, Webull will be sending you 6 free stocks worth all the way up to $18,000. Okay, so diving right into it for today, before we dive into that bill that would increase benefits for millions of beneficiaries by anywhere between $360 to $700 per month on average. First off, we're going to be covering this article also in regards to Social Security and possible benefit cuts over the next few years. This article is by MSNBC. They say with the election over, Republicans are suddenly interested in cutting Social Security. So we are going to be covering what they are saying. Of course, this is an opinion article. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. They say that in an interview with Fox Business on Tuesday, Representative Rich McCormick, who is a Republican in Georgia, suggested it was time to make some hard decisions to trim the federal budget. He said, quote, "We've got to bring the Democrats in and talk about Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare," said McCormick, who represents the wealthiest congressional district in Georgia. He went on to say that there's hundreds of billions of dollars to be saved and we know how to do it. We just have to have the stomach to actually take those challenges on. Now, in the other chamber, Republican Senator Mike Lee of Utah posted a long thread on the social media platform X about the constitutionality and practicality of Social Security, invoking classic conservative trope of comparing it to a Ponzi scheme that's running out of new investors. So in his post there, as you can see below, he said, and let's talk about this, how the system is set up to fail. The demographic shift, more retirees, fewer workers. It's almost fair to compare it to a Ponzi scheme that's running out of new investors. So of course, in the beginning for Social Security, we had more younger people, more people young, working, and paying taxes that went into the trust fund, and then there was also fewer people collecting from that trust fund. Now the formula is sort of flipping, where we don't have nearly as many young people. People aren't having as many kids as before, so therefore we have fewer young people, fewer workers paying into the system, and we actually have more people than ever collecting benefits from that system. So you can see why the trust fund is starting to become insolvent. Now, the article goes on to say that in a speech at Trump's Madison Square Garden rally during the campaign, Musk said that he wanted to cut $2 trillion from the federal budget, which would amount to about 30% of spending. Since Social Security is the largest single program in the budget, that would seem to indicate it might be a target, especially since Musk also said that everyone's going to have to take a haircut under his plans. So, would Trump try to cut Social Security? It's hard to say. Over the years, he has staked out every possible position on Social Security, sometimes within hours of each other. And then, of course, they go on to say positions in which Trump was against Social Security, where he wanted to cut it. And then, of course, lately, where he is sort of more of a protector of Social Security, promising that he's not going to be making any cuts to the program. Now, I have to say, even if Trump wanted to cut Social Security, just like an extreme version, say that he suddenly came out and now he wants to cut Social Security altogether, which of course he's never come out and said that, but let's say that he does. For that to happen, it's nothing that he could do through like executive order. It's something that first would have to pass through the House, and then it gets a whole lot more difficult in the Senate, where they need at least 60 votes. Right now, Republicans only have 53 seats in the Senate, so even if every Republican would be for some type of bill to cut Social Security altogether, which also would not happen because there are a few moderate Republicans who definitely would not be for cutting Social Security. They would still need to have 7 Democrats in addition to the 53 Republicans to get the bill to pass the Senate. And even if it did pass the Senate, Trump could always veto the bill, which would then send it back to the Senate where they would need at least like 66 votes or something like that. Now, of course, this article talks about Republicans possibly cutting Social Security. In reality, right now, there's actually a bill in the Senate that just passed in the House with bipartisan support. It had both support from many Republicans and also had support from Democrats. This bill would actually increase benefits by hundreds of dollars every single month for millions of Social Security beneficiaries. And just the other day, I actually posted a video of Bill Cassidy, a Republican in the Senate, really pushing hard on Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, who is a Democrat, to put this bill on the floor for a vote. It's already passed in the House, and if it passes, it would actually increase benefits by anywhere between $360 to $700 on average for millions of Social Security beneficiaries. In today's video, we're going to be playing a video by Ed Markey. He is also a senator, but he is a Democrat, and he's explaining the reasons why he thinks that Chuck Schumer needs to put this bill on the floor as soon as possible. Watch.
Right now, an entire generation of teachers and firefighters and postal workers and police officers and public servants of all stripes are being denied the Social Security benefits which they earned. In 1983, the so-called windfall elimination provision slashed retirement benefits in the name of austerity. I was a member of the House of Representatives in the United States Congress in 1983. I voted against the windfall elimination provision. I voted against Republicans. I voted against many Democrats who all were willing to slash the benefits of those hard-working teachers, firefighters, police officers across the board. And they've lost it for 4 decades. Because I knew that I was voting for public servants and voting for their families. And I've been fighting for repeal of the windfall elimination provision, as well as the government pension offset, ever since. And I stand here today because we have an opportunity to finally see this repeal through to conclusion. Senator Brown and Senator Collins' Social Security Fairness Act would repeal the windfall elimination provision and the government offset provision. And I'm proud to co-sponsor that bill alongside 60 of my colleagues from both parties. And 60 is the number you need to pass a bill on the floor of the United States Senate. We can restore Social Security benefits for millions of workers now, and we should do it now. 3 million, unbelievable, 3 million public servants and their families around the country, including 130,000 in Massachusetts, and their families are counting on us to get them their earned benefits. They've already done the work, but a 1983 law denies them that check in the mail. No one else in the country was targeted in that bill. Just those public servants, those people who work for each and every one of us every single day. A retired public school teacher in Chicopee, Massachusetts, wrote to me and explained she had dutifully paid into Social Security for decades, earning her right to Social Security and a secure retirement. But late in her career, she answered the call to public service and dedicated her time to educating students in Massachusetts. That's the kind of action that we should value and we should reward. Instead, she was blindsided 10 years later to learn that because of her public service and the modest public pension that she accrued, her Social Security benefits would be cut by $580 a month, which otherwise would be there on her kitchen table for herself.
So with that said, I ask you in the comment section below, should firefighters, police officers, teachers no longer have their Social Security benefits reduced because of the windfall elimination provision as well as the government pension offset? Do you believe that this bill should pass? Leave your thoughts in comments below, but that's all we have for today's video, and I will see you in the next one.